Vergil Ortiz, the so-called boogeyman, the Mexican boogeyman, the man that was smoking shit down at 147. Then went up in weight because he was having sickness problems at 147. I don't even remember what the name of that sickness was he had. But this is the guy that everybody said was just the most dangerous dude. Everybody fears him. But when you take a step back and you look at everything, you gotta ask yourself, is Vergil Ortiz who he say he is he who everybody says he is? You know, this killer, right? Because how come right now Oscar De La Hoya, he's trying to line up fights with people that we don't want to see him fight right now? He's lining up. He tried to line up something with Errol Spence Jr. It was, you heard Oscar saying, Oscar trying to line it up with Errol and Vergil. Why are you worrying about an Errol Spence that's been gone for 2 years, man? That's not going to make Vergil. If Vergil was to beat Errol, you're not going to really get any respect for that, for beating a dude that's been gone for 2 years and had no tune-ups. Then, now you're hearing him supposedly lining up with Keith Thurman. Thurman's last fight was Brock Jarvis, okay? He knocked him out in the 3rd round. Keith Thurman's still a good puncher and everything. But I think that fight will be a fight going wrong. I think Keith Thurman will end up whooping on Vergil Ortiz, and that would be a bad thing. That's a bad cherry pick, all right? But then, you skip back to 147. He never fought Terence Crawford. He never fought Jaron Ennis. His team said they didn't want no smoke with Boots. And then they never lined it up with Terence Crawford. They asked him in the ring after one of his fights. I don't remember what fight it was. He ended up talking about, he thinks he's ready for whoever. You know how when people really ain't ready and they just say certain things and make it sound like they're ready when they really not. He fought Maurice Hooker, got hurt in that fight. I think Vergil is slightly chinny. I don't care what nobody say. He might be slightly chinny. Then he doesn't fight Bud or Boots for any title. Moves up to 154. Gets into a fight with Sergey Boychuk. Gets dropped. Arguably lost that fight. And I think he also fought that. Oh, who's that? That McKinson dude. That was like at 147, right? Then he fights Madrimov and didn't stop him. And then what happened to where's the Sebastian Fundora fight at? What happened to that? And then recently, his team wanted no parts of Bakram Murtazaliev, man. I repeat, they wanted no parts of Bakram Murtazaliev. So what happened to this killer in Vergil Ortiz, this super duper boogeyman that everybody's supposed to be afraid of? He don't want it with the champions. Why isn't he going after the dudes with the belts? Why isn't he going after the top guys? Got Fundora right there. Shit, man. Why isn't Oscar trying to line up a fight with Erickson Lubin eventually? What happened with that? Why no Erickson Lubin? Now, I'm not sure if Lubin got something lined up. I think he do. But even though, who is Vergil really fighting, bro? How does fighting Errol Spence or Keith Thurman help Vergil Ortiz's career? Tell me. And I think what happened is I think Oscar De La Hoya, they saw that fight between Tszyu and Bakram Murtazaliev and said, no, we don't want no parts of that. We don't got no confidence in Vergil like that. So they don't have any confidence in their guys. So what that tells me is we're going to start seeing Vergil Ortiz moved in such a duck fashion that it's going to be so obvious nobody can deny it anymore. Mark my words on that. Just my take. But anyway, let me know what you think, man. Is Vergil Ortiz overrated? Is he a duck? And is he as good as people claim he is? I don't think he is, but just my opinion. Drop yours. Talk to me, like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all later.